What is Volkanovski's ceiling? That's hard, guys. It's hard because we're not in a straight line bracket. It's hard because we don't have a competitive architecture. It's hard because he can't go test that even when we weigh in. If you come to the conclusion that, hey, if he can make 135, he can win the belt there. Okay, great, but we can't guarantee that he will get an opportunity. Hey, talk that he's going to 155, and if he does, he's going to beat Charles Oliveira. Okay, great. I don't disagree with you, but I don't know that we can get him there. Now, there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of ways to do that. They are just not at play for Volkanovski. Volkanovski was teed up tonight by Joe Rogan. He threw water on the spark of an idea that was his own idea by saying, I want to defend both belts. Now, we've never really heard anybody say that. That includes Amanda Nunes. She went ahead and did it, but she never really spoke about it. She didn't have a plan. She didn't know where she was going to go. She got a call one day from Dana, hey, you're going to this weight class. It was a little bit different. And I think that's what Volk went for. I get what Volk went for. I get that Volk was going for, I'm going to stay busy. I'm not going to screw you. Everybody else that's done this champ business has screwed one or both of you. Go ahead and move me up. Don't think you got to vacate down here. Don't think I'm going to leave this division. Oh, by the way, don't think I'm not going to come home and defend. I will do this, and not for nothing. He's the one guy that's actually done it. A few guys have talked that shtick. He actually does it. Volkanovski took this fight tonight against Max, the worst possible fight he could have. Not just because Max is the next best thing. Because there was no motivation. No natural motivation that we could all see. Went out there to win a championship, won for a whole bunch of money. Hell, it wasn't even a main event. Against not only the absolute hardest physical guy, mentally, that's hard. How am I going to get it? I got to want this. Very hard to want something you already have. Okay, but you find a way. Well, it's very hard to really want, so you have to want it to go 5 rounds. A human body is not made for 5 rounds of combat. You have to want, you have to have a grit for something that you already have 2 of. This was a disaster of an idea for Volkanovski. It was a disaster of a proposition that he was even called and confronted with this. And you guys happen to remember, this was on short notice. He just fought the Korean Zombie. That just happened. This was not the scheduled fight. What was being looked at was Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. When that came off the board, this one was thrown together. There is no champion anywhere that will do it. Volk deserves credit. And that part of the story you guys have already forgot. Some of you didn't know what I just said. And the rest of you forgot and or just didn't care. It's his job to make us care. It really is. He doesn't do that. But when he comes out and says, I'll defend both. You line them up, I'll knock them down. That's the message he's trying to send. Don't think I'm going to screw it. Don't take an opportunity from me. Because you don't like when daddy leaves home for a while. No, I won't. I'll do them both. Keep me busy. And he means it. He's serious. So when you start looking at just how good this guy is, because don't forget, guys, to beat him, no one's close. To beat him, you're going to have to do something we've never seen before. And I don't mean get your hand raised. I get that he's undefeated. That's not what I mean at all. If you're going to beat him, you are either going to outstrike him. That has never happened before. You are going to submit him. That has never happened before. Or you are going to take him down for the majority. You're going to get this great wrestler that goes out there and takes him down. Greatest wrestler of that division seed in a decade is Chad Mendez. That's not what happened. And I'll just share for you. If we're going to move him up to 55. We're going to do the hardest. We're going to find out how good this sumbitch is. All right, great. Put him in there with Khabib. Let's just get this over with. Well, Khabib has taken down 100% of his opponents, and nobody's yet to take down Volkanovski. Like, it gets interesting. It may not sell out arenas. It may not be massive business, but goddamn, the question's interesting. Where is this guy? How good is this guy? He is the greatest 45-pounder to ever do it. And you have to understand, tonight, I mean, these guys couldn't even find a way to get themselves to a main event. That's just the truth. But boy, do they ever deserve. I don't know who the greatest 45-pounder is. I know respect would say it's Jose Aldo. I know logic would say it's Jose Aldo, or it's Max, or It's Alex. It is shocking. The greatest of all time, guys. Greatest of all time is down to a list of 3. 2 of those 3 just fought tonight. The mere fact that 2 of the 3 of the greatest ever for a division are competitive and busy at the same time? The older fighter won. You don't have an example in history you could show me. You absolutely do not. Your memories have lied to you, and so have your eyes. The younger fighter got beat, and I don't mean that Volk got his hand raised. He did that 2 other times. It's performance-based. Are you performing better now than you did then? If your opponent lays an egg, we're not having the conversation. Hey, good job, you got away with one. Off we go. That's not what happened here. They both got better. Volk shut him out. You have not seen that. And I know you're thumbing through and you're thinking Chael's got this wrong, and you're trying to go to a good source there called Google. Google has taken on Chael Sonnen's brain a number of times, and it's still a big old goose egg for Google. You will not find a time where you can show me a better performance by the numbers and or outcome. This one isn't outcome-based because they all went to Volk, but now it is performance-based. It was 3-2 in the last one. 3-2 by 2 judges, 2-3 by the other judge. So in a worst case, we got a 3-2. He shut him out tonight. The older fighter. Are you hearing what I'm saying? There is not a time that you've seen that. What is Volkanovski's limit? And if you come to that, tell me who's going to beat him. And if you think it's Oliveira, I'm still listening. He's going to have to beat him at kickboxing. It's never happened before. He's going to have to beat him at wrestling. That has never happened before. He's going to have to beat him at jiu-jitsu. That has never happened before. None of those elements that equal MMA, none of them have happened before. So you can't just count Volk out against anybody, and that's even Khabib. You've got to be damn sure that Khabib can corner him, get his hands on him, and drag him down. Maybe you are. But if you are, then you're also confident that you're going to see something that we've never seen before. It's interesting, guys. How good is this dude? How good is this guy? This is a special and this is a rare talented guy, and he deserves credit. He got to go out and he got to get it for himself to do all of the things that he did that I just stated for you and not be a main event. I mean, I can't go and make the biggest thing about that. I'm using that as an example that the credit isn't being shown. And a guy who's not a main event is not going to get an opportunity to go for champ. He's not. But a guy that is willing to cover the spread, that wants to fight more often than you're calling and offering, who has never said no, who has done the hard work on short notice because he's a man of his word, and his word was, I want to fight and I want to fight soon. That is the guy that deserves opportunities. That is the guy that gets opportunities. But if that guy can't get that message out, let's just stop talking about it.